Hello everyone, I will be starting a new tutorial series dubbed Sun University. While I do plan to cover various topics, the very first few videos will focus on the introduction to Bodyslide and Outfit Studio and make its way into a more sophisticated usage of both programs. The point of reference I'll be using for these videos will be primarily my own experience, mixed in with the official Bodyslide/Outfit Studio user guide by Osneas. As the courses progress, I will also eventually be making segue into other useful programs like Nivscope, the Creation Kit, and 3D Studio Max. Hopefully, having the most updated information for these programs will help you guys with porting outfits. Hello and welcome to part 1 of the Sun University Bodyslide and Outfit Studio series. This video will only focus on the most useful features of Outfit Studio. We will go over things like useful shortcuts, explain the menu and dialog options, introduce the tools and how to use them, go over recommended brush settings, and finally wrap up with how to save your project in the most organized way possible. This video won't necessarily show how to port yet, but will equip you with the knowledge to easily get started and progress to part 1 of the course.
Okay, the first thing we will be reviewing is the difference between Bodyslide and Outfit Studio. Now, these are two programs that come with the Nexus download by Osneas. It will be linked in the description. Before I get into the differences between the two programs, I will be showing you how to launch it. If you are a Nexus Mod Manager user or Vortex user, you can simply access the exe file located in Data, Caliente Tools, and Bodyslide. You will find an exe for each program. If you are an MO2 user, you need to set up Bodyslide and Outfit Studio via its own launcher drop-down menu. So let's go ahead and launch it. So what you see here, this is Bodyslide. Bodyslide is only used to apply presets to outfits to be built for the game. This here is where all your outfits are, and here's where all your presets are. But for the purpose of this tutorial, you guys are here to learn Outfit Studio, the actual tool used for the outfit conversions. To open Outfit Studio, you can either launch it through the exe if you are an NMM or a Vortex user, or you can launch it by clicking on the Outfit Studio button on the bottom right of the Bodyslide window. Now, this new window is the actual Outfit Studio program. This is where most of the conversions and editing is done. It is a pretty decent tool for any porting purposes, whether it's an outfit from Oblivion, Fallout 4, other video games, or even from scratch. This video will not go over the extensive process of porting. I'll be showing useful shortcuts and vital tools that most of you will use for any conversion process. For now, I will load the naked CBBE reference body as an example to show these tools and shortcuts. So here we have the body. As you can see, I turned off the textures. This is off, on. If you want to turn off the textures, all you need to do is press the T key on the keyboard. The main purpose of this is mostly to look for unweighted areas of a mesh. Don't worry, we will go over that later in the video. I'll keep the textures off to keep this video family friendly. As a reminder, T is used to toggle the textures. It will only turn off textures while you're working on the project. Don't worry, it will not permanently remove textures. The next tool I would like to show is what I call manipulation tool using the F key. This tool can be used to rotate the object, move the position, or change the sizing. This here will rotate sideways. If you want to undo the change, just press Ctrl Z. The red arc is forward and backward. The green one is side to side. The ones with these arrow looking things is to move this object. Blue arrow is forward/backwards. Red arrow is sideways and the green one is up and down. The last thing we can do with this tool is scaling. The red cube will scale it sideways, make it wider. The blue cube increases the depth. And the green cube elongates or shortens it. The black cube in the middle is used to scale the mesh evenly in all three axes. We can have a tiny body or a huge one. Alternatively, if you right-click the mesh name, you can find these tools here, although in my opinion they are a little more cumbersome to use and changes via this menu can be undone. I will just quickly show how the menu tools work. Anyway, let me go ahead and reload this body to start fresh. A friendly lesson reminder: T to toggle textures on and off, F to bring up the manipulation tool for moving, rotating, and scaling. Another set of tools you'll be using in your porting careers are these tools up here. I would say the four main ones are this one, which is the mask vertices tool, this one, which is the mesh increase tool, this is the mesh decrease tool, and then this one is the move vertices tool. I'll demonstrate what each one generally does. The first tool creates a mask on the body. What a mask is to prevent any edits on whatever part of the mesh is masked. As an example, I've masked this area of the body and I will go ahead and move the mesh left and right. You see, the part that was masked remains unchanged and will not be manipulated. If you want to remove this mask, there are two ways. The first way is to go to Tools, Clear Mask, or you can hold the Alt key and click to start brushing away the mask. The tool is useful mostly for advanced users that are converting a fairly complex outfit. This tool allows for creating fairly sophisticated edits when it comes to bone weighting or mesh manipulation. The next tool I'm going to show you all is the mesh increase tool. So what this does is almost as if you're playing with model clay and you want to expand an area with your fingers. So if I have this tool selected and click and drag in circles, you can see that this area is getting bigger and bigger because we're increasing the mesh. Let me just press Ctrl Z to show the before. Remember, click and drag the mouse around to expand whatever area needs expanding. This will make more sense when we have an actual outfit loaded. You guys will for sure be using this brush to be fixing any clipping that's present. On the flip side, the mesh decrease tool does the opposite. If we click and drag, it'll push in the mesh and make it smaller. So now we've created a concave set of breasts. Click and drag to decrease the mesh. The next tool would be the Move Vertices tool. This tool kind of serves as a mesh increase and a mesh decrease tool at the same time. Specifically, what this does is grab a group of vertices or a single vertex depending on the size of the brush and moves them wherever you drag your mouse. If you click and hold and drag this way, it'll pop up whatever I just grabbed. This tool is highly influenced by the size of your brush. This brush will move all the vertices that's within the red circle. See the red circle? It'll pop it out. If you want to move a tiny part of the mesh, then we need to change the sizing of the brush to something smaller in the brush settings. Everything within this small red circle will be manipulated. This tool is a little bit tricky to use because it will vary depending on the angle in which you grab the vertices and the angle that the body itself is in. All this will affect how the vertices are moved. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you're moving it in a straight line or moving it the way you truly want to. You need to check out the mesh every now and then when you're moving the vertices. Before I show any more changes with this brush, this button right here will enable or disable mirror edits. It's enabled by default. As you can see, with this enabled, if I pull on this, the one on the right gets pulled too. It will mirror the action so that it's consistent on both sides. If we turn it off, then it will pull the right one. This toggle is useful for when an outfit isn't symmetrical on both sides and one side might need more editing than the other. In most cases, it's best to just leave this tool on. These tools are pretty basic, but essential tools I believe all users should know. The masking brush, the mesh expand, the mesh deflate, and the vertices move. All of these brushes are affected by brush settings here. Generally speaking, I like my brush settings around this. You guys can go ahead and copy this, but you can always edit them to fit your personal workflow. I feel that these values help me create consistent edits. I will now load in a shirt to show what these brush settings do. If we were to load the shirt in, you see this clipping here. If I were to turn off the textures, as a side note, this mesh I loaded doesn't have any textures because I loaded in a raw practice mesh. You can see clipping here more clearly. If we were to have a tiny mesh, this would just be enough to fix this area of the clipping. A huge brush will just expand other areas unnecessarily and prevent creating unwanted weird bulges. Now say for example you have large clipping. Hold on, let me just artificially create some clipping. If you have huge clipping, then larger settings will be better for this to fix the clipping. Since this video mainly goes over the very beginnings of Outfit Studio, I will go over how to save your project. Let's pretend that this shirt is exactly how I want it. I'm going to add the bone weighting. Right-click the mesh name. This gray mesh is called upper. You can rename it to something else, but it doesn't matter for the purpose of this video. Anyway, to copy bone weights, you right-click, copy bone weights. Most of the time, these settings are enough. These settings pretty much tells the program how wide an area to apply weights to. Let's just go ahead and click OK. Now this top has weighting. Wherever the body moves in-game, the top will move with it. What if we play with these sliders right here to the right? As you can see, the body expands, but the shirt doesn't. So after we copy weights, what we want to do is to go to slider and conform all. So conform all means that all sliders you see here will be applied to the outfit. Simply copying the weights will not do this. Weights are just weights. They have zero influence on the sliders. If we want sliders to go with the outfit, we go to slider, conform all. You see the loading here, and when it's done loading, that means the conformation is done. Now if we use the slider to make the breasts bigger, we can see that the top now moves with it. So this is what enables Bodyslide files to work. Now, in a simple sense, let's say this project is finished. If you want to save your project and make Bodyslide files for it, all you have to do is go to File, Save Project As. Perfect! Now, some of you guys will at some point get this unweighted vertices error, which says the following shapes have unweighted vertices which can cause issues blah blah blah. When you get these errors, just click No, and now what we're going to do is turn off the textures, right click on the mesh name, then go to Mask Weighted Vertices. Remember when we used the masking brush and it turned whatever we brush black? So this feature will turn everything that has weights black. Anything that doesn't have weights will be white. So far it looks good. Everything seems to have weighting. Let's go ahead and turn off the body. Oh, here we go. So this area doesn't have any weighting and is the cause for the error message. There are two ways to solve this. The easiest way, and the one I recommend for most cases, is right-click the mesh again, copy bone weights, and instead of a 5, use a bigger number. Personally, I like to go in increments of 2 until it's fixed. I will go ahead and type in 7 and click OK. There's no need to conform all again because remember, weighting has no bearing on slider data. If you want to see if this worked, right-click on the mesh again and mask weighted vertices. Hopefully everything now turns black. Perfect. Now it's weighted. Inspect the mesh one more time for any white spots. So far the mesh looks good and now I will attempt to save again. File, Save Project As. If you get no error, that means that everything is good. Now let me explain the Save menu. These settings are what create the Bodyslide files. Under Display Name, this is the name that will show up in the drop-down menu of Bodyslide. If you go to Bodyslide, the name you see here, this is what it will edit. Let's call it Test Outfit. Output file name. So the output file name is the actual file that will be saved as a NIF. You can see here you have the 0 NIF and the 1 NIF, which is the low weights and the high weight. This name doesn't have to match the display name. It can be anything you want. The only time the naming would matter is if you want an outfit to replace a vanilla outfit. In that case, the output file name has to match the exact name of the vanilla.nif file. Once you give the actual NIF file its name, you need to tell the program where to save it. This path is the default. All meshes need to be saved into the mesh file. Otherwise, the game will not be able to read it. After meshes, it doesn't matter what we type in. You can type in the path of a pre-made folder you have ready for this outfit, or you can type any path and a folder will automatically be made when the outfit is built in Bodyslide. Again, this is where the NIF file will be outputted to. These two settings are what the game really cares about, the name and the path. So when the ESP reads this outfit, it will read the .nif name based on this path. Now, these three bottom settings are what your Bodyslide files actually are. If you want to share these files need to be packaged once they are generated when saved. If you want an easy life, just press to project and it will autofill everything. There's no problem with doing this. You can go ahead and save and everything will be created. However, if you're working on a pack of outfits that share a common theme or if you want to bundle outfits in as few files as possible, what we would do is make sure that the slider set file and the shape data folder name is all the same for each outfit. Let's name this test outfit pack 1 and do the same for the OSP file. The shape data folder will contain a base NIF file of your outfit. This NIF file is not read by the game, rather is used by Outfit Studio as a base file of your outfit to be used for any edits. This OSP file contains all the data that will be read by Bodyslide and Outfit Studio when they load an outfit for editing or building. So, shape data folder and the OSP file name can be shared by more than one outfit. However, the actual shape data file must differ. This file is the base NIF as mentioned before, and this base NIF is necessary to make edits for the outfits and is what is used to build your body from your preset. I will name this test outfit A for example. Now I'll go ahead and save it. Let's say I have another copy of this outfit, but it's a recolor. Let's pretend this is red. If you want to save it as another project, go to Save Project As, add red to the name for these boxes, slide a set file, and shape data folder name can be the same. And for the shape data file, let's name is B. Finally, save. Finally, let's quit from Outfit Studio and Bodyslide. Let's see where our file went. If you're an MO2 user, any new Bodyslide files will go in your overwrite. If you are Nexus Mod Manager or Vortex user, your files will be in the standard data, Caliente Tools, Bodyslide path. So let me go here, Caliente Tools, Bodyslide, Shape Data. So here's the shape data folder we created. If we open it, we can see our first test outfit A and our second test outfit B, which is exactly what we wanted. Everything is bundled into a single nice folder. If you check the slider set folder, you see only one file. However, if you were to open this file using Notepad, you can see here both test outfits. Everything is contained in this one single file. Grouping these files will save space when mods are packaged and generally make things look neater and more professional. Let's open Bodyslide again, and under the Outfit Body drop-down menu, let's look for our outfit, which we named Test Outfit. This goes in ABC order, and we can see here Test Outfit. Click it and go to Preview, and we can see a preview of it with a Bodyslide being applied. Choose a different preset and see how it works. We can see the red version underneath, but it's not actually red, it's just an example. Anyway, so this is the most basic outline of Outfit Studio. This was mostly intended to familiarize ourselves with the tools and the way files are saved. So, this concludes part 0 of this tutorial series. And in the next video, we will do a full-on conversion of a simple outfit. See you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.
I want to thank my Patreon supporters for making this tutorial video possible, and I hope to receive continued support from you guys. If you wish to follow the rest of the series, be sure to subscribe to my channel and add me on Discord for more personalized help. My Discord ID will be in the description down below. Thank you and have a good day.